You better put something warm on. You are going, aren't you?
Oh, I guess.
Well, I think you'd be happy to have a chance to play Mr. Lawrence's fine grand piano. Aren't you?
Well, yes, but...
Well, if I were you, I'd make the most of such a moment. Getting an invitation to make yourself at home in that beautiful house with that fine piano, what a treat! You're acting as though it were a big problem.
But... wouldn't it be rude to just barge in?
Why would it?
I don't know. He frightens me.
You mean Mr. Lawrence?
Mm-hmm. It's not that I'm ungrateful, but he's so imposing and distinguished I'd go to pieces upon seeing him. I'd perish if you were there.
Aw, he couldn't be as awful as all that. I wouldn't worry, Beth.
Why don't you come along? At least for a little bit.
Not me.
Please come, Amy.
I'm sorry, I just can't do it. To be perfectly honest about it, Mr. Lawrence scares me too.
Ah! Come in, it's open. Hello, little one. Am I intruding? Not a bit. I've just finished work on a brand new piece. That's wonderful. Yes, I think it is. Is it good? It's my best work so far. Young Master Anthony should be much impressed this time, if he's got time to read it. Would you do something for me? Or... what? Oh, Joe, please come next door with me. Please do. What for? Mr. Lawrence. I'd love to play his piano, but I'm petrified to meet him. Oh, is that all? I believe we can manage it. Ah. They'll be glad to have you, you'll see. Come on. He said he'd inform the household that you'd be coming over from time to time. That's very gracious of him. I believe he really likes us. Do you think he might be at home now? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, it doesn't really matter now, does it? You'll feel at home in no time. Right. Just open it and walk in. You're absolutely sure it's all right, Joe? Maybe I should stay for a bit? My heart feels like a little frightened bird. There. Now let's just march right on in. Oh, isn't it lovely? It's even better than you had imagined? Master Laurie.
Huh?
What is it, sir?
Shh. Two of the girls from next door have come over to try out the piano.
Ah, the pair Mr. Lawrence told me about?
Yes, Beth is especially bashful, I'm afraid, so the utmost privacy would be most appreciated.
I won't disturb them.
Thank you.
Simply delightful, isn't it, Joe? Yes. Now. Why, it fairly cries out for a good playing. I would say your duty is clear. I wouldn't dare, would I? Seems to me the proof of a piano is in the playing of it. All right. Ah. Ha.
Liebestrom.
The poor dear was simply too shy to come over by herself.
She needn't be shy around us. She's welcome.
It's been just eons since Beth was so excited and happy. I'm profoundly grateful for your thoughtfulness.
Please don't mention it, Joe. That piano of ours has been silent for far too long.
Would the senior Mr. Lawrence be in? I'd like him to know how grateful we are, but I don't wish to invade his privacy. Would you express our thanks to him, please?
Sure. Can't you stay a little while longer and enjoy the lovely music with me?
I'm afraid I have business to attend to.
Ah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you for the invitation. Perhaps later when there's more time.
Such lovely sounds I haven't heard since Linda played.
And all of the sheet music you have here? I guess they belonged to her, didn't they?
Indeed. I had them stored in the library.
Well, little Beth seems to be enjoying them.
I thought she might. That's why I put them in plain view.
Gosh, thank you, Grandfather.
There's no need whatsoever to thank me, my boy. Well, how better could I put them to good use? Those sweet sounds are thanks enough.
Grandfather, I think what I mean to say is, I'm so grateful for your having made them so welcome here at our house.
Pardon me?
Your hospitality makes Beth feel much more at home.
Does it?
Beth being so very bashful, Joe had to come along with her, you see. But she had to leave early.
You seem particularly fond of Joe March, are you, Laurie?
Well, yes. That is, I do think of her as a very good friend.
Really? Just a good friend.
Please, they'll hear you.
A decent piano certainly makes a difference.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Beth sure seems to be enjoying herself.
Now that we know what a real piano sounds like, I don't think I ever want to hear this one again. Oh no, that's dreadful. Phew!
I have to go on an errand for a while, Meg, okay?
Our little Chopin has been playing for quite some time. I'm afraid she may overstay and wear out her welcome on her very first visit. Don't you think?
Not likely according to what Laurie says. But I suppose after a while you should go get her.
Nice to see you, Joe. Joe?
I'm sorry, Henry. I was so absorbed.
I was wondering why I haven't seen you for some time.
Yes, it has been quite a while.
Have you seen young Master Anthony? He's back, you know.
I have. In fact, he came by our house on Christmas morning to deliver a letter from my father. For that, I'd like to thank him very much.
That's nice, but he's out of the office.
Do you think he'll be back this afternoon?
One never can tell.
Oh, well, do you mind if I wait for a while?
No, I don't mind a bit. But don't you have something else in mind?
You're right.
I'll bet you brought me another fine story.
Actually, I have.
Last time we talked about your writing, you intimated you were quite prolific with the pen. Naturally, I had expected to see you before now.
I'd have come sooner, but I had a problem.
Oh? You had a problem with your writing?
Well, in a matter of speaking, it's because Anthony said he hated my last story. And I began to doubt my writing ability.
I wouldn't worry. His judgment isn't perfect.
Hi, Bill. Is this weather cold enough for you?
I guess so.
Hello there. Are you trying to make up your mind about visiting our newspaper office?
Well, no, actually, I wasn't.
Oh, very well. Say, we've met, haven't we?
Yes, we met at the March's house on Christmas Day.
Ah, I remember now. You're the master-to-be of the Newcord Company, aren't you? Would you care to come up and pay us a visit?
No, thank you.
Huh?
In my opinion, you're an exceptionally capable writer for a beginner. I'm convinced you show a great deal of promise.
What shall I do about him?
Stand your ground for now. Give me a chance to bring him around. Well, speak of the devil. Any news, Anthony?
Not much going on today. Oh, hi, Joe.
I wanted to thank you in person for bringing the letter from my father.
Well, it brought good news, I hope.
Letters from father always bring good cheer. He always makes a point of being cheerful no matter what happens.
Yes?
He never makes us feel like babies. He always refers to us as his little women.
Most admirable.
He's bringing us up to be responsible as young people ought to be.
Well, I bless him. Most young people don't know the meaning of that mighty word. Or barely.
You say most young people are irresponsible?
Yes, I think most of them are.
Then let me ask you this. Am I among these young people?
Well, barely. I wasn't speaking about you personally, my boy.
What do you mean by barely, Henry? Am I not irresponsible or simply no longer young?
My good friend, don't be upset. You're the exception that proves the rule.
Hey, Henry! Henry!
What's the problem?
Just come on back.
If you'll pardon me?
You're being a little bit sensitive, aren't you?
Why, no, I'm not being a bit touchy. No matter how old I got, I would never say that young people are such and such a way.
Well, despite what Henry might think about young people, we count you among our best friends. My mother and sisters asked me to bring you this little token as an expression of my family's sincere gratitude.
My. Many thanks.
Sure, you're welcome. My sister Meg embroidered the initials.
I must admit, I'm completely amazed. Well, what have we here?
It appears you have an admirer, my boy.
Nice, huh? Please give your mother and sisters my regards, Joe.
Of course. I really should be going.
Not so fast there, young lady. I believe I owe you payment for your story.
I'd rather you didn't until you decide whether you can use it.
Now, Joe, I promise to pay you for your next item. I believe in supporting bright young writers who show this kind of enthusiasm. I hope you'll keep working. Write a lot of articles. And please, let me see them all. I can't pay you very much, but I will pay you.
Thanks.
Here you are.
Oh.
And I wouldn't worry about Anthony. He agrees completely.
Thank you so very much.
I want you to believe in your ability, Joe. I might well be in the market for a new byline writer any moment now.
Yes?
By paying you, I'm merely protecting my business investment.
Ah, yes.
Someday, Henry may open a school for writers. I forgot. I just ran into Laurie outside. I think he's waiting for you.
When was that?
Just a few minutes ago, didn't you know?
How could I?
Can I interest you in a nice pair of skates today, young lady?
Well, where'd you come from?
Allow me to help you. I'm a good skater.
Oh, you're good at everything.
When I pick out a pair of skates for someone, they always fit.
I don't plan to buy a pair at this moment.
Well, why not? Treat yourself.
I mean, I feel bad about accepting money which I don't believe I really deserve.
What? I can barely believe what you're telling me.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to be very happy with this. I told you it was a slow news day.
I'll be the judge of that, Anthony. A reporter makes news by reporting in depth on the pageant of human events, not merely on carnivals. A rare spectacle appeared on the border of New Court early this morning. A lonely traveler from a remote land. Simba, a splendid Siberian male tiger, is making his way from Asia to the Boston Zoo by railroad and passing through our town. Because the beast was asleep, our reporter was prevented from viewing him. A report on a tiger you didn't even take the trouble to see? You might have made the episode into a compelling piece of writing if you took more interest in it.
You'd probably have been pleased if I'd managed to break into his cage and offered myself up for his breakfast. Reporter gobbled up by tiger. That'd be a compelling item. Do you mind if I browse through this piece from Joe? Maybe I can learn why you bought it.
I'm surprised that you're willing to admit that even you can learn something.
I admit it, Henry. You don't have to rub it in. Now, let's see what our young friend has to teach me. This should be very interesting.
You might try to keep an open mind about it.
I promise I'll try to read it without prejudice or bias. This is pretty good. You may have underpaid her.
I can't believe the nerve of that fellow. Just who does that Anthony think he is anyway? Well, I'm very disappointed. I had no idea that anyone could be so ill-mannered.
But Laurie, he wasn't unpleasant about it. He merely criticized my writing on the basis of its merits and demerits.
Oh, yeah? I think he's being cruel.
I believe not. I prefer to believe he's simply pushing me to try to perfect my skills so I'll be a better writer.
How does he expect you to keep up your spirits with all that criticism?
Well, keeping up my spirits is my job regardless of Anthony's opinion. Besides, Henry was very pleased.
If Henry liked it, you should be happy too, Joe. Don't pay any attention to Anthony. Henry paid good money for it, so he must have thought it was acceptable. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
I just remembered something. I was supposed to meet with Mr. Brooke at my house an hour ago for my tutoring session.
You mean you've already missed your appointment?
Please pardon my abruptness. I better try to catch him before he leaves. Bye, Joe. Sorry I can't walk you home. I'll come by later.
I hope his opinion of Anthony gets a little better.
Oh.
Hello. May I help you?
Well, yes, I've come to collect my sister and take her home now. The young musician.
I'm pleased to meet you, Miss March. Laurie has spoken of you. But forgive my poor manners. I'm Laurie's tutor. My name is John Brooke.
Mr. Brooke, would you be so kind as to tell my little sister to come home? I'm aware that she seems to be enjoying herself immensely, but I'm afraid she may overstay her welcome.
Oh, but won't you please come in and enjoy the music with me for a while?
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Brooke.
Believe me, the pleasure is all mine, Miss March. Say, may I ask you something? Perhaps you can help me. Does young Master Laurie come to visit your home very often?
Yes, often, but not since yesterday.
I wonder why. But I'm forgetting my manners. You must be freezing out there. Beth is in the library. Follow me.
house can feel big and empty when you're in it alone. It must have been hours ago Meg went to bring Beth home, and she's still playing. Heaven only knows what's become of Joe, and Marmee won't be home for a long time yet. Sometimes I wonder if the world has forgotten about me. Nothing to do but tend the fire all by myself alone. Oh, come here, Milky Ann. There. Silly me. I wasn't alone after all.
Fortunes of war can change their way. We imagine our lives will be. The March family.